We need to reclaim our rambunctiousness. We need to reclaim our revolutionary spirit. The American Revolution is an ongoing process. Our mistake was thinking it was a done deal. It is never a done deal. You don't get to say, I was healthy in 2016, so I don't have to cultivate my health every day. You know, if you don't take care of your health, you just might get sick. And if you don't take care of your relationship, you just might lose your relationship. If you don't take care of your business, you just might lose your business. And if you don't take care of your democracy, and by leaving it to other people to take care of it, some political class, they're going to take care of it, we just might lose that. Ladies and gentlemen, in a way, things are worse than we're admitting. What I've learned from running for president is two things. The system is even more corrupt than I feared, and the people of the United States are even more wonderful than I hoped. The problem is not the people of the United States. And I'll tell you something else. The problem is not that the people of the United States do not realize what I've been saying. I didn't say anything so far since I've been up at this microphone that you don't already know. We know it. You might not know some of the details. You might know how bad it is in detail. So let me tell you just a little bit. I'll tell you, millions of American children, 13 million American children are hungry. In northern New Hampshire, ladies and gentlemen, I was told by business and political leaders in northern New Hampshire that 25% of the children go to sleep hungry every night. Throughout this country, in all 50 states, we have millions of American children who go to school every day asking the teacher if maybe you have some food for me. We have millions of American children who go to school every day in classrooms where they don't even have the adequate school supplies to teach a child to read. And guess what? We now know things about the human brain we didn't know 50 years ago. And one of the things we know big time is what happens before the age of 8. We have children going to classrooms where they don't have the adequate school supplies to teach a child to read. And if a child cannot learn to read by the age of 8, the chances of high school graduation are drastically diminished, and the chances of incarceration are drastically increased. We have millions of American children living in what's called America's domestic war zones. War zones, where the PTSD of these children, millions of them that they live with, is no less severe, psychologists tell us, than the PTSD of a returning veteran from Afghanistan or Iraq. We should be rescuing these children. We should be rescuing them no differently than if they were the victims of a natural disaster. They represent a humanitarian emergency. We don't talk about it much, do we? Why do you think that is? Well, I'll tell you why it is. And if you haven't been thinking about why it is, I think we should all think about why it is. They're useless to a virulent strain of capitalism, and they're useless to a governmental system that needs the money and the votes and isn't really there necessarily to serve the people. Because those children, you see, they're not old enough to vote, so there's no constituency there. And they're not old enough to work, so they don't represent any financial leverage. So, hey, how can they possibly compete with the cloud of all the corporate money that dominates our system? Let me tell you what I'll do if I'm President of the United States. It's so much bigger than just more educational funding. Yes, we need more educational funding. We need to pay teachers more, obviously. We need smaller classrooms, obviously. We need to get rid of the high-stakes testing and give teaching as an art form back to the teachers, obviously. But the situation is so dire, ladies and gentlemen, we need so much more than that. This is so much bigger than we need universal preschool. Are you kidding? We have children in this country who are traumatized before preschool. We need community wraparound services. We need trauma-informed education. We need to feed these children. I don't mind being a wartime president. Bring it on. Let me wage a war against poverty and a war against hunger. That's the war. I'll be a wartime president.